Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Ali Moreno with us, as is Frank Leboeuf. Frankie, what are you wearing?
It's a rugby shirt.
It's a rugby shirt,
Yeah.
and it's from yesterday, and that's the first badge that we had with the all national team. So pay some respect to France, Mr. English guy, please.
Right. I would say, I understand what you're saying, pay some respect, but you've worn a couple of shirts similar to that, so I would suggest that's a freebie.
No, it's a sponsor. So it costs them lots of money.
There it is. Pay some respect. Listen to it. Oh my God.
He was about to sing La Marseillaise right there. And then all of a sudden, it's a sponsor.
Yes.
Right, let's get on with this. Frank, what happened to James today? Looked all sorts of lost.
Well, he's just a human being, so you have to understand that at some point, he will have he needs a second breath, as we say, during the game, where sometimes, you're good for 15 minutes and then you need a second breath to go back to the rhythm that you had. He had wonderful games. He brought so much to Everton, so you have to allow him to maybe being not that good, today, maybe hoping that it's just one not very good game, and he's going to go back to his best the next game. But yeah, you sometimes have to understand that you're just facing human beings and not only robots.
Yes, human beings, not robots.
That's good.
Sponsored human beings in some ways.
Yes, and no robots.
Anyone ever sponsored you to wear anything, Alan?
Yes.
Yes? What?
But those days have now come to an end. But I'm here.
That's it.
I'm open. Anything you want to bring, just let me know.
You're easy.
We'll sort it out.
Ali, since Hazard is back in the squad for Real Madrid, who should Zidane give chances to? Hazard, an experienced player with brilliant finishing, or Vinicius Junior, who's already scored thrice? Ooh, I like that word. Thrice?
Okay. First, I have to see real evidence that Eden Hazard is ready to go, and not only is he ready to go, but that he can be productive consistently. And I'm sure that that's going to take some time, because I'm sure, given his injury-prone history with Real Madrid, they're going to sort of ease him into certain things and then see whether he can be the player that they expected to have a year ago.
Frank, years ago, we used to say referees had tough jobs because they only saw incidents once. Now, even with VAR, they're still making major errors like the Pickford challenge and Maguire on Azpilicueta. Why can't they see the obvious decisions straight away?
Well, football is getting faster and faster, so you can, when you're a referee, make a mistake. I can excuse the referees who are on the field, the linesman and the main referee. I don't have any excuse for the people in the VAR, because they can see the videos, they can even replay, reverse it, see it again, play it slowly. So they have no excuses. That's for sure. But they should talk more to the main referees, the referees on the field, to go to see the monitor that they have around the pitch, and they will make for sure less errors.
Do you think, Ali, Solskjaer should be criticised for not giving Van der Beek any playing time? Donny is far better than most of the starters like Mata and James against Chelsea, but yet he's still on the bench every week. Unacceptable.
Ooh. Well, I think it says a lot about Donny van de Beek and what Solskjaer thinks of him as a player when you see Juan Mata out there playing ahead of him. I think it sends a clear message to everybody that, yeah, I prefer that guy who can barely move to this guy who we just brought in. It's not a good start for his life at Manchester United for Donny van de Beek, and if he continues to go in this direction, it's going to be a short life at Manchester United for Donny van de Beek. It just doesn't seem like, if indeed you're going to pick a player to play in front of you for Manchester United and you say, Juan Mata ahead of me, you would have said, what am I doing here? It should, at this point in his career, Juan Mata should not be playing ahead of Donny van de Beek.
I was watching a video of Pogba translating directions from Ole to Cavani yesterday, Frank. Did you have to translate for a coach to a teammate? Have you ever told a teammate something completely opposite of what the coach said as a joke?
No, but it happened to me when Ranieri signed for Chelsea. and he said to Marcel Desailly to come to translate for me because he was only speaking Italian. And so he said something to Marcel in Italian, and Marcel said, please don't laugh and stay calm after what I'm about to say. I say, okay. Well, he just said that if you want to be a good player, you have to make sure you're going to listen to him. And it was in 2001, where I was already a World Cup winner, a European Championship winner, then I won 9 trophies with Chelsea and France, and he won nothing. So I kept my calm, and I say, well, you can tell him where he can go. That was the end of it.
Ali, did you do some translating in your day?
I did. And I took some creative liberties at times, but yeah, I did.
So the coach would tell you to tell the player?
Right. And I would take the message of the coach.
Would you filter that into Ali?
And then, add a little spice to it so that we could have the real communication that needed to happen.
Right.
Sometimes what the coach tells you, right, you need to give it a different twist so that players that come from different cultures understand the real message. Not the verbatim message, but the actual message that I think overall picture that you need to get.
For Monsieur Leboeuf, if you could play in a back four with your favourite defenders ever, who would you pick to play with and why? Desailly aside, because obviously he would be your first pick.
If I'm not allowed to play with Desailly, I would play Sergio Ramos. And I would play. I will keep Thuram on the right side and Lizarazu on the left side from the national team.
Not bad,
because,
but you think Sergio Ramos is better than Desailly?
No, you just say that I cannot take Desailly. It's what I understood. So I don't take Desailly and I take Ramos. I don't know. I don't know what you have right now. You don't like me anymore. You try to trick me. I don't like that.
Ali, I've never seen Benzema dive or even sell a foul by exaggeration. Is it good or bad?
I am sure, without having proof in my hands, I am sure that Karim Benzema at some point in his life has embellished and or simulated a foul. It is part of being an attacking player, and it's part of sometimes of your responsibility to try to draw fouls in dangerous areas. And I'm sure that Karim Benzema has done it. I don't even have to see whether he's done it or not. I'm sure he has.
Frank, how much does the motivation for playing for your national team help in your performance for your club team?
Well, I guess it brings the... It brings something special because you know that if you're good with your club, the coach of the national team will carry on asking you to come with the national team. So of course it's a motivation. It's for me the graal to play for the national team. But in order to do so, you have to be good with your club in a domestic championship. So of course it's a huge motivation.
How much were Venezuela aware of you in MLS?
Initially, not very much, because even though I grew up in Venezuela, as I came to college in the United States, they sort of lost track of what I had been doing as a player. Then I sort of get into Major League Soccer, and they follow what I was doing, but I'm not sure that they took the league very seriously. And then they started calling me in, and I did well with the national team, and that sort of kind of opened the path for me to continue to come to the national team. And as for the question itself, I would say that there is no contract in place for the national team. The motivation to go play for the national team is because it is the highest honor that you can achieve as a player representing your country. And so if indeed it means that you're going to be with the national team because you're playing with your club, that's a pathway. And that is indeed how, at least in my case, that is indeed how I forced myself and my way into the national team, was because even though they may not have been aware of me, I was scoring goals here. And so therefore they said, well, we'll give it a go and see what this guy's got to offer. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But that opened up the door. And then it was up to me to take the advantage of the opportunity once I got into the national team stage.
Final question. Frank, what did you make of Ajax running up the score against Venlo? Of course, it was 13-0, an Eredivisie record. As a coach or player, would you have throttled your back? Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm fine. It's okay, don't panic.
All right, okay.
As a coach or player, would you have throttled back some and stopped attacking or pressing? I rather my opponent keep playing hard, which is more respectful than just keeping possession and wasting time.
I play with the national team. We play against Azerbaijan. We won 10-0. And I think for me, the only way to respect a club you're going to play against, or a national team you're going to play against, is to play for the 90 minutes at your maximum. If you keep the ball, it can show that you tease them, that you don't respect them, that you consider that you are too strong for them. So therefore, you don't play your game and you don't respect them. So you still have to hammer them and win 10 or 13-0 like it happened for Ajax. You have to do it, and you have to show respect to the opponent.
Do you have to do it, Ali?
Look, it's professional sports. It's not orange slices and juice boxes. So it is not the responsibility of Ajax to pass the ball around and waste time. It is the responsibility of Venlo to be able to defend. And if you give up 13 goals, you have to be really, and I mean really, really bad.
The coach said that he hoped that they would stop scoring.
Oh, well, no, that's not the way to go about it, let me tell you.
Hope and prayers.
And, you know, sometimes it really, honestly, even at the youth level, it bothers me when coaches take the approach, and when I was a younger player as well, it bothered me when they asked us to, no, let's just keep the ball. I'm like, no, I want to keep scoring. I prepare myself to score today. I prepare myself to win today.
My kid's winning 8-0.
I don't care about your kids.
I don't
Juice boxes and orange slices, whatever. If they're out there to play.
No, what do these kids gain if you're 8-0 up? My kid's 9. What do you gain 8-0 up? Making other kids cry.
Yeah, well, the other kids realize that maybe the game is not for them. Okay?
That doesn't help.
Maybe they go and play something else. Maybe they go and play something else. Okay? You know what? That way they don't make it all the way to VVV Venlo and get destroyed 13-0. I don't care. If you're there to play, you're there to compete. If you don't want it, I don't care. Hey, you step on the field with me, I want to win. And I hope that that's the personality and that's the spirit of kids out there that want to win, want to play, want to be the very best of themselves. If that means winning 10-0, so be it. And if you don't like it, I don't care.
Oh, I hope you can coach my kid one day.
Well, he's going to get pushed. He's going to get... We're going to squeeze the very best out of him.
He'll be crying within 2 seconds.
That too.
Like his daddy. That is it. ESPN FC is back tomorrow. Who knows who Frank will be sponsored with by then?
Hey.
Be sure to join us. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.